we have Melody Time, which is so similar to Make Mine Music that actually I'm sort of wondering why they didn't just call it Make Mine Music 2. I mean, it's almost identical. Different variations of songs, most of them modern, sung by modern singers, a little bit of poetry thrown in, and even some straightforward stories. It's pretty much the exact same thing. And just like Make Mine Music, this one works pretty good too. You do have your straightforward narratives, some of them more forgettable than others, but you also have your selections of straightforward music and even sometimes even straightforward poetry. The poem As Lovely as a Tree segment is especially nice. It's just the Disney animators drawing what they hear as the poem is read, with some nice soothing music thrown over it. It works pretty well. There's also a really cool section called Bumble Boogie, which reminds me a lot of the Pink Elephant sequence. It's just a bee flying around to a whacked out version of Flight of the Bumblebee as the music is literally trying to destroy him. It's really chaotic, at least it's some fun imagery. The one that probably stands out the most is the Johnny Appleseed one. When I was a kid, I really liked it. When I was a teenager, I got a little bit more cynical and started making fun of it. Now that I'm older, I actually find myself really liking it again. It's got some real heavy atmosphere, some real heavy visuals, and some of those backgrounds are just incredible. Yeah, it's still a little corny and I do make fun of it sometimes, but it still holds up. It's the size and scope that they give something that seems so relatively simple, and yet they show that it took so much dedication. That image of the apple trees becoming the clouds, that's one of the most surreal things I've ever seen. I remember it even stayed in my mind as a little kid, and it really, really is gripping. In fact, it's so good, it probably could have been its own movie. I'm sort of wondering why they tucked it away in here.
The Lord is good to me, and so I thank the Lord for giving me the things I need, the sun and rain and an apple seed. Yes, He's been good to me.
Funny bit of trivia, when I was a little kid in Catholic school, they actually had this as the prayer we said before grace. Isn't that weird? And they told us not to sing it too. How is that possible? You can't say these words without singing it. It can't be done. We did it anyway, and I'm sure God knew we were thankful for the grub. And then the last segment they end on is Pecos Bill, sung through a lot of folk and country music. This is also fun too and really creative, but again, why did they end the film on this? I mean, it's funny, it's enjoyable, and it's catchy, but dude, did you see the Appleseed one? I mean, that was far superior. Pecos Bill just ends on a, God, I don't even know what note. I'm not sure if it's sad, I'm not sure if it's happy, it's just kind of odd. Like I said, I don't have a problem with it, I just don't know why they closed on it. But either way, Melody Time has some really good shorts in it, as well as some good music and really great animation. The atmosphere is really heavy in this one. Again, maybe not Fantasia heavy, but there are points where it hits that traditional Disney charm that only Disney can have. And they recreate it quite well here. Melody Time is definitely one to check out.
The Lord is